So to provide wireless service with the help of the ISDN or BISDN network or with the help of ATM, some requirements are need to consider. So here additional protocols needed for the support of mobility. So here mobile connection management protocol is required to support user for connection setup, connection establishment, disestablishment, then specifies, reserves and controls the quality of the service for the connection. Also, this particular mobile connection management protocol controls the assignment of VCI, virtual channel identifier, to connections on the wireless and wired segment. Also, to support setup of new and partially new path during the handover, if suppose the mobile terminal is changing his location, so at that time the new connection establishment and release of the old is most important. Then the mobile handover management protocol. So this particular protocol is required. Okay, so it should support for the mobility to find the new base station. Okay, if suppose the mobile terminal is getting low signals, so at that time the mobile terminal should find the new base station, redirect the data stream during the handover, so without disturbing the services, just provide the continuous service to the mobile terminal. Then return unused VCI after handover, that means after releasing of the connection, just return the path or the virtual channel assigned to the particular user again back to the base station. Provide buffers and functions to sort packets out of the sequence, where the ATM guarantees in sequence delivery of the cell. Then the standard functions of user and control plane still needed. Then the next mobile location management protocol is also need to consider, where the terminals can change their access point. Therefore, several location functions are needed. Where is the mobile user? What is the current access point or exact location of the mobile user? What is the current sub network? Okay. So exact identification of the mobile station located in the coverage area. So what is the current sub network of the mobile terminal? So all the information related to the user or mobile terminal and the location of the mobile terminal is most important. Then mobile routing protocol. So here access point change over time, where dynamic topologies influence routing protocols not supported by traditional routing protocols. Then routing has to support wireless and fixed part of the network. So traffic routing, mobile routing and changing of the path is done with the help of the access point. So the access point should work with the standard routing protocols to avoid the congestion in the network, or to change the path such a way that the end user can get the better service. For example, connection setup between two mobile hosts with the help of the address and location registers location registries, the current access point can be located. Then the routing within fixed network without changes. The next protocol, that is mobile media access control protocol. So a single base station serves a serves as access point for many mobile terminals within the radio range. So n number of mobile phones can take the service from the single base station. So during that particular case, the coordination is required, coordination of the channel access, coordination of the quality of the service. Okay, without degradation of the quality of the service, the base station should provide the better service to the number of customers or the users available in his coverage area. Traditional access scheme do not support different traffic classes with the largely larger variety of quality of service requirements. The next protocol, that is mobile data link control protocol, where the transmission and acknowledgement of the frames. Okay, so if suppose the mobile terminals are communicating with the access points, if suppose due to the noise or the environmental effects, suppose the ATM cell or the frame loss is there, so at that time the retransmission mechanism is also most important. So frame synchronization and retransmission strategy or operation is required. If suppose n number of users are there, and if suppose n number of cells are coming from the n number of users to the access point, so at that time the flow control mechanism is also most important. Also fixed network need many of these functions. However, wireless network require many adaptations and different mechanism due to higher error rates and frequent interruptions. So due to the unpredictable nature of the radio wave, we cannot say that we can't say that the mobile terminal will receive the proper signal, or or we can say that 24/7 that particular mobile station or the mobile terminal will get the continuous signal, powerful signal, and without any noise. So this is the functional model for the modular access scheme. So this particular model is divided in 4, that is UIM, wireless mobile terminal, access point, and edge switch. We will go one by one. So starting from the wireless mobile terminal, so the first block in this wireless mobile terminal is the MMF, that is mobility management function. So here analysis and monitoring of the network, paging response and location update kind of operations are observed. Then CCF, call control and connection control function. CCF, call control and connection control functions, where you will find the call setup, connection establishment, disestablishment, access control, connection control kind of operations. Then IMF, identity management function. So this particular block is responsible for security. So security related information, user dependent data get maintained with this particular block. Then MTSA, mobile terminal security agent. So some additional security information get maintained with this particular section. So this particular section is user independent. Then RTR, that is radio transmission and reception, where this particular section is working with logical link control, media access control, and physical layer for the radio transmission. Then RRC, radio resource control function. So this particular block is responsible for the trigger handovers. So this particular block is responsible to check the handover procedure. So trigger handover, monitor radio access, control radio resources. So depending on the availability of the channel, radio channel, this RRC is responsible to provide the wireless service to the mobile terminal. So continuously monitoring of the wireless signal or radio network or the signals, this will provide the service to the mobile terminal. Then association control function, where you will find the setup and release access to access point. So during the handoff, the access points will communicate with each other. So at that time, the connection setup and connection release between the access points. Then ATMC, ATM connection function. So this is responsible for the ATM connections, standard services, CBR, VBR, constant bitrate, variable bitrate, available bitrate, etc. The next section, that is mobility supporting network side. So here access point control function. So this APCF is for the paging, handover and access point management purpose. Then call control connection control function, call setup, release, connection control, request network and radio resource management. Then network security agent, NSA. So here identity management, authentication, encryption, confidentially control. So all these things are related to the security. Then service control function, SCF. So here management of service profile, consistency checks. Then MMF, mobility management function. So here location management, handover, location data, subscriber identity. So this particular MMF is responsible to check the location of the particular mobile station or mobile terminal which is available in the coverage area of the access point. Association control function. So here setup and release access to mobile terminal. RRC, radio resource control function, management of the radio channel, initiate the handover. So this particular block is responsible to monitor the status of the radio service. Status of the radio service means if suppose the mobile terminal with minimum power, so at that time the access point or that particular network will intimate to the another access point such a way that the particular mobile terminal is required. The handoff procedure. Then radio transmission and reception functions, RTR. Again this particular block is responsible for the LLC, MAC, physical layer, support for the ATM traffic parameters. Then ATM connection function, ATMC. So this is responsible for the ATM connections. Then depending on the type of the service required by the user, the service CBR, VBR, ABR and UBR. Now we'll see the requirements from this radio access layer, that is RAL with physical layer. So definition of the cell characteristics, where the frequencies, efficient reuse of the frequencies is most important. The type of the antennas are need to consider to provide wireless service. Then how much of the area we are getting with the particular base station. So here the antenna and the power you need to consider, and if you are considering the power, then the distance or the coverage area. The carrier frequency is required to transmit the user information wirelessly, then symbol rate, then modulation, type of the modulation, coding scheme required with the ATM, then training sequence. So all these parameters are need to consider with physical layer. Then data and control interfaces to the radio unit. So the requirements are bit error rate is less than or equal to 10⁻⁻⁴, and availability is about 99.5%. Data rate requirement 25 Mbps. Indoor range, this particular network should provide 30 to 50 meter, and if suppose outdoor scheme is that 200 to 300 meters. The working power with this wireless ATM is about 100 milliwatt. Then MAC layers should support simultaneous access of several mobile terminals to the medium. Several ATM services classes, for example, constant bit rate, variable bit rate, available bit rate, etc., including the quality of the service control. Media access control and syntax definition, MAC control algorithms are again required. Interfaces to physical and LLC. Support for user mobility. Support for the user mobility, that means the particular MAC should work with the physical layer in case of mobile phones, or they should work properly during the handoff procedure. The requirement is that MAC efficiency 60 to 75% or 90% is possible. Data rates is about peak 25 Mbps, sustained 6 Mbps, and still efficient for low rate, for example 32 kbps with constant bit rate. Then about LLC, logical link control. So here layer between ATM and MAC or physical layers to solve specific problems of the wireless transmission. The definition of LLC protocol and the syntax where wireless header control messages. So special functions of the ATM service classes: error control, error detection, correction, selective retransmission. If suppose the errors are there in the frames ATM cells, so at that time the retransmission kind of procedure is also required. Then forward error correction methodology is also required. So these are the requirements. Mandatory requirement is there: ARQ, automatic repeat request. If suppose frame or cell failure is there, automatically the node should retransmit the frame. Optional service, that is forward error checking, FEC for real time services, and meta signaling for support handover. Now we'll see the handover in wireless ATM. So the basic operation during the handover that you know very well, that is procedure to handover connections from mobile ATM terminal from one access point to the another access point. Then support of an handover domain. Several access point cover a certain area, so common handover protocol and strategy is need to consider. So all access points and switches belongs to administrative domain for this particular handover procedure. So for handover, some requirements are there: multiple connections, multiple connection handover. So here the user to network, network to network interface, and the switches are connected to the ATM switches. Then only the handover strategy is possible. Then point to point and point to multi-point requirement. Then quality of the service should support during the handover. The QoS parameters is also important. Then data integrity and security. So during the handover, if suppose one of the mobile terminal is changing its location or moving from one network to another network, so at that time the data integrity and the user data and its security is most important. Signaling and routing support is also important. Then high performance and low complexity. So this is the simple handover reference model. So here we can able to see the green color area shows the coverage area by this particular by the access points available with this particular wireless ATM network. So here these are the switches at the edge, and the anchor point is nothing but the switch with the network with NNI. And these switches are edge switches are connected to the access points, and this access point is again connected to the radio transceiver. So here two switches are shown. These two switches are responsible to provide wireless coverage area. Now suppose this wireless mobile terminal is moving or changing its location. So right now suppose he is communicating with the first radio terminal, and suppose after some time he goes with the or changing his location from here to here. So at that time the wireless mobile terminal is ready to receive the services from the second radio transceiver. So at that time the connection between the wireless mobile terminal and the fixed network or fixed segment through the wireless mobile terminal to this RT, this RT to access point, this access point to switch, and this switch to network switch, and network switch to the fixed segment ATM network. So this is the simple handover strategy he observed in wireless ATM. So with this simple handover procedure, again some different types are there, types of handover. The first one is a hard handover. So this hard handover, only one connection to one access point is possible. The second type, that is terminal initiated, where the wireless mobile terminal initiates handover based on the signal quality. If suppose the one of the mobile terminal is getting weak signal, so at that time terminal initiates the handover. Then the network initiated handover. So here network initiates handover based on the network load. If suppose heavy traffic is there with the ATM switches or the access point or that particular segment, so at that time the network will decide for the handover. Then the both network initiated and terminal initiated. So here wireless mobile terminal provides information about the radio conditions, or they get intimated about the radio conditions, and then handover takes place. Then network controlled handover. So here handover decision always at network side. So network or the controller or service provider or the particular section will decide for the handover. Then the backward handover. So in this case the standard type wireless mobile terminal initiates the handover. Everything is prepared for handover before handover takes place. The last one, there is forward handover, where the wireless mobile terminal suddenly arrives at new access point, connection loss possible. So in this particular handover scenario, you will find the two, that is intra access point and inter access point oriented handover. So as far as this diagram is concerned, so in this diagram we can able to see green color, yellow color and pink color coverage areas are shown. These sections or segments are connected to the EMAS E1, that is a switch at the boundary, and again this particular pink area or the coverage area is again connected to the another switch number 2, EMAS 2. Now here intra EMS E and intra access point. So suppose wireless mobile terminal is located in the first network. So at that time the wireless mobile terminal will receive the services from the radio terminal number 1 or 2. If suppose he changes his location, goes in the second or comes in yellow color coverage area, so here the inter access point will provide the wireless service. So here there are two chances to get the wireless service from the RT3 and RT4. So RT4 is again connected to the access point which is available at the boundary of yellow color and pink color. The same way the first access point is available on the boundary, that is green color and yellow color. So here inter access point handover and inter access point handover strategies are mainly observed. So depending on the coverage area and the connections available with the access point and the switches, the inter or intra access point oriented handover scenarios are observed.